Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is Lap Guide for Fuji International Speedway with the Sauber Mercedes C9. Let's get this started. Bring yourself to the left and brake just before you pass the 150 meter mark. You're going to be braking for a long time here. Wait until the last moment before you ease off of the brakes and turn in. Straighten up the car before you start to fully accelerate. Brake just after you pass the 100 meter mark. This will be a quick burst of braking. You just want the car to quickly rotate around this turn. Carefully accelerate. Ease off the throttle when you pass the path on the right. Just do lots of throttle control over here. Bring yourself to the right and brake well before you pass the 50 meter mark. You want to brake a little early for this turn so you can start to get the rotation as you're about to hit the apex. Carefully accelerate so you don't generate too much wheel spin. Sector 3 is pretty difficult, so I'm going to slow down most of that section. So brake before you pass the big Dunlop sign. Brake as much as you can for quite a while here. Quickly ease off of the brakes as you turn in. Use most of your throttle to prevent wheel spin. Let go of the throttle, go up to second gear. When you get on the curbs, ease off of the throttle. When you reach the thin gray line on the left, that is when you want to start to brake. Brake hard for a very short moment. Quickly ease off of the brakes so the car can rotate around this turn. Straighten up the car, start to accelerate. When the curb on the left ends, control your braking power. You want the car to quickly rotate around this turn as you slow down. Straighten up the car and carefully accelerate. Brake pretty early for this final turn, and the process for this turn is the same as the last turn. Just try to hit the apex, straighten up the car, and then you can start to fully accelerate. Hopefully that helps you out a bit for that third sector, but that is all for the lap guide. Let's go ahead and talk about the strategies. For this race, this is a pretty easy no-stop race. Fuel and tire wear are not going to present an issue at all for this race. You're doing 13 laps at Fuji International Speedway, and for your first lap you just want to drive a little more carefully as your tires are pretty cold, and with how exciting these cars are, you're going to want to be careful when you start to accelerate so you don't get too much wheel spin and spin out. That's still going to be the case throughout the race, as the racing hard tires don't provide that much grip. When you're behind someone, within 3/4 of a second behind someone, you want to be careful, especially as you go through corners like these, this one and the one before, as your car is going to be a bit more understeery because the car in front of you is generating dirty air. Sector 3, just like at the lap guide, you want to be extra careful as you go through here, as it's going to be pretty easy for the car to want to spin out. So in just a moment you're going to see me almost lose control, just making the point that you need to be careful as you go through these turns. So right around here, that's where I almost lose control. I kind of screamed and it was midnight, so hopefully I didn't wake the neighbors up. But anyways, yeah, you just have to be careful when you go through sector 3. And if you're behind someone, within 3/4 of a second behind someone as you go through the main straight, you're going to catch up to the car ahead of you, because the slipstream is going to help you go a lot faster. So if you're in a high-speed section like this and you're under someone's slipstream, just make sure you brake early so you don't end up punting the car ahead of you off to Pluto. And there's not much else to say. Once again, this is an quote-unquote easy no-stop race. You just have to be nice and careful with the car. Don't push it too much. Do lots of throttle control, especially on sector 3, and brake a little earlier if you're approaching hard braking zone and you're under someone's slipstream. But anyways, that is pretty much it from me, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. So this is Mr. MCA wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.